All right, so are you ready to decode the cosmic blueprint? Today we're diving deep, and I mean deep, into the 12 houses of astrology.
Deeper than just those sun sign basics, right? We're talking about a nuanced look at each house.
You know it. Like, we get why Leo is confident,
Yeah,
but you meet two Leos and they're totally different. That's where the houses come in, ready to unravel this whole thing.
absolutely. Let's start with the foundation, the first and seventh houses.
Okay, the first house, the house of me. It's that first impression energy, right? But like,
Yeah,
I'm sure there's more
well,
to it.
you are. It's your hour personality, how you approach the world. And your rising sign or ascendant is huge E here.
Yeah, because so many people only know their sun sign, but their rising sign can be totally different. Got an example of how that plays out.
For sure. Picture a Pisces sun. Dreamy, introspective, right? But if their rising is, say, Aries, bold, assertive, they might seem like a go-getter even if they're more internally focused.
Whoa, okay, that makes sense. So it's
Yeah.
like the rising sign is the,
Yeah,
I don't want to say mask we wear, but it's
Yeah.
how we navigate things, yeah.
Exactly. Now, first house is me, so naturally, seventh house opposite it is you, but not just romance. Think bigger.
Right, partnerships, contracts, you're even saying like open enemies fit in here.
Yes. The we space could be marriage, business, even that rival who makes you sharpen your boundaries. All seventh house stuff.
So interesting. It's how we do relationships, those one-on-one dynamics, good or bad.
Exactly. And here's where it gets cool. Venus rules both the seventh and the second house, which is finances and possessions.
Wait, hold up. Venus, love and beauty, ruling money. Second house is our values, what we own. How does that fit?
It's like our values about love, beauty, even harmony play out in how we handle our stuff, our money.
Interesting. So someone with like strong Venus in their second house might be into beautiful things, luxury,
Oh.
or maybe they're all about financial comfort and security.
Yes. And they might be amazing at attracting resources, good opportunities, that kind of abundance.
Makes total sense. Now, the second house,
Mm.
it's deeper than just our bank account, right? Values,
Yeah.
self-worth, how we view abundance itself.
You're spot on. It's not just the earning and spending, it's our beliefs about security, comfort, what we hold dear.
Like, give me an example. How might someone's second house values change as they get older?
Say someone's in their early 20s. They might be all about experiences, travel, social stuff, maybe buying trendy things. Second house is like immediate gratification, exploring.
Been there, but I guess that evolved.
Exactly. As they mature, priorities shift. Family, a home, investing in a business or education. Now the second house is long-term security, building something lasting.
It's wild how those early spending habits tell a story, huh? You mentioning lasting makes me think 10th house career,
Right.
legacy, those achievements.
Great connection. But before the 10th, we got to hit the 8th. Second house is what we earn. 8th is, well, it gets a little deeper. Other people's money, inheritances, even some intense life stuff comes up.
Okay, the 8th house, intense reputation, right.
Well-
We're talking inheritances, but also like taxes, loans, even occult stuff gets thrown in there sometimes.
Yeah. It's definitely got that deep end of the pool vibe. But it's more about what's outside our control, in a way. Like inheritances, they're from family, sure, but they often show up when big life changes happen, too.
That's so true. It's like the 8th house makes us deal with transitions.
Yeah.
Could be that inheritance, sharing finances, even handling someone's estate after they're gone. Heavy stuff.
Exactly. It's merging with something outside ourselves, could be those resources, or just like profound experiences that shift your whole view.
You know, you saying merging reminds me, 8th house is also about sex,
Yeah.
right? And that's about as much merging as you can get.
100%. And it fits with the transformation thing. Sex isn't just physical, it's emotional, energetic. It can change you, show you hidden parts of yourself, even break down walls you've built.
When you put it that way, no wonder the 8th house is intense. It's where we're raw, vulnerable, through intimacy, loss, even those deep soul-searching times.
Exactly. Now, its opposite is the second house, right? Earned versus unearned income. Building yourself up versus merging with what's out there. Such a good contrast. Eighth house is like surrender, the unknown. Second house is I build my own security, my own abundance.
Yes, and we need both, right? To be resourceful, but also open to support, to navigating the unexpected.
Makes total sense. So we've merged with others in the eighth. What about those friendships, those connections where you feel understood? That's more 11th house, yeah.
Absolutely. 7th house was one-on-one, 11th is friends, groups. Even those shared hopes and dreams we have.
See, now the hopes and dreams thing always gets me about the 11th. It's not just who we know, but what we want to do together.
Right. It's finding your people, the ones who get you, share your passions, that energy of like, what if we could?
Yeah.
And then actually working towards it.
Yes. Those what if conversations. What if everyone had clean water? What if we solved poverty? 11th house is daring to dream big and then taking action with others.
Yes. Taking those ideals and making a plan. Actually doing something. Love it. That mix of idealism and practicality is what makes the 11th so cool. You also mentioned, though, it can show us about our employer's money situation. That's not something I'd naturally connect.
Right. But it's groups, organizations. So in modern times, often the company you work for, strong 11th house can mean a supportive, prosperous workplace.
So if someone's 11th house is good in their birth chart, they might attract jobs that are like financially good, A&D fulfilling.
Exactly. And it speaks to choosing companies that match your values, help you reach your goals.
Powerful stuff. Speaking of goals, how does the 11th, all hopes and dreams, connect to the 10th, which is more about our career, that outward success?
Great question. 11th is the big vision. The 10th is where the rubber meets the road. The work, the dedication to make it real.
So 11th is brainstorming, 10th is rolling up your sleeves and getting it done.
Yes. 10th house is building your foundation in the world, leaving your mark. And how the world sees you, your reputation.
Legacy, right. Which makes me think 10th house ties back to the 4th, our roots, family. It's like we build a legacy to pass down.
You got it. 4th is where we come from. 10th is what we build on top of that. Our heritage, and then what we leave behind.
Wow, it really clicks together how interconnected it all is. Each house adds something to the story.
Exactly. And each gives us a different view of ourselves, our relationships, how we fit in the world.
Love it. Okay, so 10th house is career, public image. But what about the stuff we don't see? Those hidden talents, the parts of ourselves even we might not be aware of. That's 12th house territory, right?
Oh, yeah, the 12th house. Think of it like the basement of our subconscious.
Yeah.
All the stuff we've maybe repressed, fears, limiting beliefs, those boxes you're scared to open in the attic.
So how do we even start exploring that? Sounds like you could get lost in there.
It definitely takes courage, self-awareness, meditation, dream work, therapy can help. It's about illuminating those shadows.
But like, what's the benefit? What do we gain from facing that stuff?
For one, you understand your patterns, especially the ones that hold you back, the self-sabotage stuff. It's down there.
So we bring it up to the surface so we can actually choose to change.
Exactly. But the 12th is also super creative and spiritual. It's where your intuition lives, your dreams, connection to something bigger.
Creativity, huh? I usually put that with the 5th house.
True. 5th is more playful, expressive. 12th house is deeper, more intuitive, like connecting to your subconscious mind to create.
So 5th house is making something new W in the world. 12th house is creating a new you from the inside out.
Exactly. And we need both. Think of the 12th like the wellspring that feeds the 5th house's inspiration.
I love that. Okay, so we've gotten deep with the 12th house. Let's switch gears to the 11th again. All about friends, groups, those hopes for the future.
Seems good. It's a nice contrast, right? 12th can be heavy, 11th is lighter. Connecting with your people, shared goals.
The friends that make life better.
Yeah, absolutely. And those big aspirations, not just personal dreams, but for the world. Believing it can be better and then taking action.
Which makes me think, how does the 11th, all about groups and community, connect to the 6th house? That's daily routines, service to others.
Great question. 6th house is those small acts of service. Might seem insignificant, but they add up.
Showing up for people?
Yeah.
Making your little corner of the world better.
Yes, and finding joy in that. Serving something bigger than yourself, whether it's family, your town, the whole planet.
Okay, so 6th house, it's like our everyday contributions. Yeah. Then there's the 10th house, those big ambitions, the legacy we're building out in the world.
Exactly. The 10th house is your public image, your career, that mountain you're climbing for everyone to see.
And it really is like climbing a mountain sometimes, right? Thinking about those 10th house goals. But then the 8th house comes in with those curveballs, those moments you have to let go. It's like 10th house is striving for success, but the 8th reminds you that sometimes those setbacks, those moments where you're forced to surrender, lead you to your biggest wins.
Totally. It's that push and pull between them. 10th house is ambition, drive, but 8th house says, hey, sometimes the unexpected, the challenges, that's where the real growth is.
You got to go through the 8th house stuff to really own your 10th house power, huh?
Exactly. Do that inner work. And then the 10th house becomes less about, like, other people's approval and more about a purpose that truly resonates with you.
Creating a legacy that's real,
Yeah.
you know, authentic. Which makes me think, how does the 10th, being so public-facing, work with the first house?
Mm.
That's our core self, the me we talked about.
Great point. It's easy to think, oh, public image and true self have to be the same, but it's more complex than that. First house is instinct, raw potential. 10th house is the choices you make about how you present that to the world.
So it's not being two different people. It's more like finding the overlap, where your inner and outer selves can both be true.
Yes, recognizing your public image is part of you, but not all of you. And that's where the 12th house comes back in, all those hidden depths.
Right. You can have the polished 10th house persona, but the 12th house is like, don't forget, you're still a work in progress.
Exactly. It's a dance. How much you reveal, how much is just for you. Sharing your gifts, but also honoring the parts of yourself that are still growing.
This has been amazing. We covered so much. Subconscious stuff, relationships, those big hopes and dreams. It's incredible how these 12 houses really do map out the human experience.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it, right? Each house gives you a totally different perspective.
And for everyone listening, remember, this is just the start. The real fun begins when you see how the planets in your birth chart fall within these houses. That's where it gets personal.
Like taking a black and white picture and suddenly seeing it in full color, that's what the planets do. They bring those house themes to life in your unique way.
So if this deep dive has sparked your curiosity, and we bet it has, go find your birth chart. Explore those houses, the planets, and see how it all plays out in your own life.
It's an incredible journey, and trust me, you won't be disappointed.
Until next time, keep exploring those cosmic depths. And remember, the stars might not have all the answers, but they sure do ask some interesting questions.